And Gabon's dollar bonds rebounded from a two-day slump as the country's lowered debt servicing burden helped to calm investors fretting over this week's military coup. Now, debt due 2025 rallied 1.8 cents on the dollar, trimming a 9-cent sell-off for the biggest advance in emerging markets Friday. The bond maturing in 2031 added 0.4 cents. Indicative data from J.P. Morgan Chase & Company signaled the country's sovereign risk premium was easing after jumping 265 basis points in the past 2 days. And essential African nations' debt securities plunged after the military deposed President Ali Bongo in sub-Saharan Africa's 9th coup in 3 years. The event blindsided investors who had bought into Gabon's debt swap just 2 weeks earlier, lending money on the strength of its marine conservation efforts. But after the initial panic, investors now say the swap also reduced the overall risk in the country's debt, and they'll wait for the next coupon payment to judge the new administration's outlook. Technicals in the Gabon bonds are relatively clean, as a lot of the loose paper was taken out by the recent tender, said Anders Fergerman, senior money manager at Pinebridge Investments in London. The street was probably neutral coming into the election. Whilst the coup was a left field event, the street was able to absorb some of the panic selling on the first day of the news. Gabon completed a debt for nature swap in mid-August, in which it bought back $500 million worth of dollar bonds for $436 million and issued $500 million of fresh debt backed by so-called blue bonds. Investors prioritizing environmental, social, and governance norms bought the new securities, including some who would have normally avoided a junk-rated nation like Gabon. The buyback leg of the swap left the country's coupon payments more manageable, Farnham said. While the coup itself may lead rating companies to downgrade Gabon's credit score, that will not be a new signal for investors to change their position. He said that the key drivers of bond performance in the coming months would be Gabon's progress in its engagement with the International Monetary Fund and a November deadline for payment of interest risky by comparing the community for safety, and higher Bolivian area that we could be about 30 to 30 850 options.